The title of my book is Black Beauty. The author is Anna Sewell, and the main characters are Black Beauty and Ginger. The setting of the story. There are many settings in the story because Black Beauty travels all over the country of England as he is sold from owner to owner. Some settings of the story include countrysides, meadows, cities, and marketplaces. The summary of the plot is, Black Beauty is a great book to read, especially if you love animals. Black Beauty is about a beautiful black stallion who gets sold to loving families and sometimes owners who mistreat him. No matter where he lived or how bad the conditions were, Black Beauty always behaved well. He did this because when he was little, his mother told him to always be brave, be loyal, and act like a well-bred horse. Close to the beginning, Black Beauty and his closest friend, a chestnut mare named Ginger, got sold together to a rich family who was very cruel to both horses. Since they lived at a very fancy place, these people used bearing reins on the horses, something Black Beauty had never had before. Bearing reins are very uncomfortable to horses, but they do make them appear very dignified. The mistress of the manor wanted the bearing reins so high that very soon Ginger couldn't keep her pain nor her temper and suddenly started running about and broke the mistress's carriage. The next day, Ginger was sold. This was the last time that Black Beauty lived with Ginger, but he too got sold again and again. Just as rumors were spreading that Black Beauty had killed a groom and that his scraped-up knees made him no good, he heard a familiar voice at the market where he was being sold. It was the kind voice of Joe Green, his old stable boy. Black Beauty neighed to him, nodding his head up and down, again and again, until Joe finally noticed him. At first, Joe did not recognize Black Beauty because he did not see the mark on his forehead. But as soon as he lifted the hair off his mane, all became clear. The old friends were reunited, and Joe bought him and promised never to sell him ever again. This is the bittersweet life of Black Beauty, who tells his own story of his life, the time he was a colt to an adult horse. He went through many difficult times as he was growing up, but finally found happiness again with his old friend Joe Green. Words that describe me are first a person, then a girl, treasured, always loved and cared for, and irreplaceable. Words that describe Black Beauty are an animal, a boy, prized, loved and cared for in some places by some people, and irreplaceable. Words that describe me and Black Beauty are brave, determined, loyal, and good-willed. The title of the book, Black Beauty, is also the name of the main character of the story, a beautiful black stallion. He is beautiful not only in looks, but in spirit. For example, he has very nice qualities that his mother had taught him, like loyalty, bravery, and obedience. When Black Beauty was born, he was all black except for one white marking on his forehead, a beauty mark. Because of his beauty mark, the wife of Squire Gordon named her favorite horse Black Beauty. How do you think the main character feels at the end of the story? At the end of the story, I think Black Beauty finally feels happy again. After all the hardships he has gone through, he was now able to see and live with friends who knew him when he was young and at Birtwick Park. This must make him feel back at home, especially since these owners promised they would never sell him again. What type of person is the main character? Use the text to explain why you feel this way. Black Beauty is a brave, strong-spirited, and good-willed horse. He listens to and applies the advice his kind grooms and mother have taught him as a colt. He does what is right even when a situation is difficult. The back cover of the book describes Black Beauty as a horse who bravely works as hard as he can, suffering at the hands of men who treat animals cruelly. But Black Beauty has an unbreakable spirit and a strong will and is determined to survive. This symbol stands for the star mark on Black Beauty's head. This heart stands for the kind heart that Black Beauty has. This horseshoe was born when Black Beauty lost his hoof and reared up and killed his groom. And this horse is for Black Beauty's closest friend, Ginger. And finally, oats to represent what Black Beauty liked to eat. And that was my book report.